Eshani, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today I am doing a video you guys have been requesting for so long now, and I feel like I don't talk about this brand as much as I probably should. This is my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadow video. You guys probably already know that Makeup Geek does do some of the best single eyeshadows ever. They are super affordable at only $6 a pan, and they look very similar to like a MAC shadow. The only unfortunate thing about Makeup Geek shadows is you can only purchase them online, which means that you have to rely on online swatches or other people's recommendations. So I'm really hoping that this video talking all about my favorite Makeup Geek shadows will help you kind of either make a wish list or condense down your wish list so you guys can pick up some of the best shadows I've ever used. Now I have put all of my personal favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadow shades on this side of a double-sided Z palette that you can see I did pick up from Sephora, but this is my all-time favorite palette. It's basically my go-to neutral everyday eyeshadow palette. The colors I have in this palette are a mix of her original shadow shades, which are $6. There's also some foiled eyeshadows thrown in here, which are $10. And there are also some of her new foiled duochrome pressed pigments in here as well, which I also believe retail for $10. I will say that these are not all of my Makeup Geek shadows. I have this whole other side of this palette also filled up with Makeup Geek shadows, and I have a couple of other palettes, Z palettes, filled up with Makeup Geek shadows as well. But I do solely want to talk about my favorite shadows. These are the ones, this is basically the palette that if you were to create my perfect Makeup Geek shadow palette, this is it right here. I have no desire to switch out any of these shades. I have absolutely everything I need in this palette, all the way from highlights, transition colors, shimmery shadows, metallics, mattes, just I can create any look using this. So basically in this video, we will go through each and every shade one by one. I will show you guys what it looks like up close in the pan, as well as what a swatch looks like of it, and just let you guys know what I think of it. So we will go ahead and jump right into it. First off, I do want to show you guys up close what my palette looks like. You can see I definitely gravitate more towards the warm toned neutral shadows. So let's jump right into talking about each of the individual colors. We will go ahead and do this in rows. So starting off with this top row. This first color we have is called Voltage, and while this color does look white in the pan, it swatches out to be a really gorgeous duochrome white to gold, and I love using this on my inner corner. Next up we have Prism, and this is one of her new duochrome pressed pigments, and it is a gorgeous duochrome white to peachy pink color, another shade I love using on my inner corner. This is a very classic Makeup Geek shadow. This is Peach Smoothie. I actually use this shade as an underbrow highlight, but I know if you are lighter than me, this would work as a nice transition color because it's a really nice warm toned neutral. This is another classic Makeup Geek shadow. This one is Creme Brûlée. It's just a little bit darker than the previous color I showed you, and I love using this as a transition color. Hologram is another one of her duochrome pressed pigments, and this is a gorgeous duochrome shadow. It flashes from a peachy gold to a greenish color. It's so unique. Chickadee is a shadow that I really underestimated when I first saw it. It's a really pretty kind of like a very orangey, mustardy type color. Really unique, and I love using this as a transition. The final color in the top row is Morocco, and this is a gorgeous matte bright tangerine orange, but it does have a little bit of a muted tone to it, so it's really easy to pull into any neutral shadow look. Now that we finished up the top row, we are going to go ahead and move into the second row. Gold Digger is a nice metallic true yellow gold, but this is a very wearable yellow gold, I feel like, for all skin tones. Untamed is one of her foiled shadows, and this is a beautiful, very warm, coppery orange color. Such a unique eyeshadow color. Tuscan Sun is a new addition to my collection. This is a matte kind of like a peachy, pinky, neutral color. It's a very unique shade and I love using this as a transition. Cosmopolitan is another classic Makeup Geek eyeshadow color. I believe this is supposed to be a dupe of MAC Expensive Pink. It is a gorgeous duochrome pink to gold shadow. I love using this all over my eyelid. This is another one of Makeup Geek's pressed pigments. This one is called Wildfire and it's another gorgeous duochrome peachy pink to like rose golden type duochrome. Next up we have Cocoa Bear, and I think this is probably one of her best selling shadows for very good reason. It's a perfect either outer corner color or crease color depending on the look you're going for, but I pretty much pull this color in every single eye look I do. I love this shade. The final shade I have in the second row is called Burlesque, and this is a really nice slightly metallic purpley mauvey type color. If I want a smoky eye look, I use this all over the lid, but I will occasionally throw this in the crease for more of a natural daytime look. Okay, we are moving through this palette. Now let's go on to the third row. Yet another one of the most classic Makeup Geek shadows. This one is called Shimma, and I love this. This is my favorite inner corner highlight shade. It works for almost any eye look. Here we have another one of her foiled eyeshadows. This one is called In the Spotlight, and it's a really pretty, very foily rose gold. Preppy is a medium brown color that kind of has a little bit of a yellow undertone to it. It's a very unique color that I love using in my crease. Frappe is definitely one of my most loved colors in this entire palette. It is a matte, medium, slightly pinky toned brown, perfect for any single eye look. Vintage is one of the newer Makeup Geek eyeshadows to my collection. This one is a medium dark matte plummy color, and I feel like this is going to be a gorgeous crease shade. Bitten is one of those shades that I feel like gets talked about so much for very, very good reason. It's a nice matte reddish brown color, so unique in my collection. This next shade is Americano, and this is definitely the most used matte brown I have in my collection. It is a perfect brown to bring into any neutral eye look. Alrighty, now let's just go ahead and finish it up with these last 6 shadows. Homecoming is one of those shades that I feel like doesn't get talked about enough. It is a perfect all over the lid color, and this would definitely work as a one shadow look. Grandstand is definitely my all-time favorite foiled eyeshadow color that Makeup Geek has in their entire range, and I have the entire foiled range, so that is definitely saying something. This is the perfect medium taupey brown for all over the eyelid. I stinking love this. This is probably my second most used foiled eyeshadow that I have. This one is called Flamethrower. It is a very, very warm coppery brown color, and I love using this color all over the lid. Mocha is a really nice dark matte brown. I feel like this one is also very, very versatile, very, very usable. I feel like I love Americano just a little bit more, but I do reach for this one quite a bit as well. Bada Bing is pretty much the only shade I have in this entire palette that has that micro glitter thrown throughout it. This is one of those shades that is pretty much an almost matte dark brown base with a little bit of gold micro glitter that doesn't really show up on the eyes. And the final color in the palette is a absolute must-have. This is Corrupt. It is the darkest, mattest black shadow. I use this all the time for pretty much any eye look. Those are all of the colors that I have in my go-to Makeup Geek eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love this palette, and if this palette were to be misplaced, I would 110% purchase every single one of these shadows again. I really hope this video was helpful to you guys, especially for those of you who were curious to know what my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadows are. If you guys are interested, I could at some point do a full Makeup Geek eyeshadow collection video, because like I said, this is not all of them. This is not even close to all of them, but these are by far my favorites. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one on Monday. I will see you then. Bye. hands can be removed out of this palette as well. They're just magnetized in. You can see there's this on the back of the tube. I really like the way L'Oreal is doing this now. They have this little grid that tells you